Hi, everybody. This is Mike from Real World Recovery, and welcome back to the Triple R Show, where honesty meets healing every single day. And today we are going to continue with our holiday theme, and we're going to focus on mindfulness and being present in the moment. Today, I want to slow things down and not rush it, and to use a holiday reference. We're not going to package it neatly. We're just going to sit in the moment and absorb it, because the holidays have a way of making us think about time. And with mindfulness is actually the practice of paying full, non-judgmental attention to the moment. It also provides immense value to time itself, because the holidays have a way of making us think about time and how fast time goes and how much time has passed and how much we wish we could have changed decisions and choices that we have made in the past, and how we're afraid of losing things. And yet the greatest tragedy of it all is that it's not the time passes that is the biggest issue. It's that we spend so much time of it not being there while it's happening. So instead of having connection and rejoicing and presence with our loved ones during these holiday seasons, we're out there trying to run away or to numb the feelings and to escape events that we have no control over. So we replay what has already happened. We worry about what might happen. We try to control things what we can't control. And in that process, we miss our life. So if you use an analogy of a clock, so you take 5 minutes with mindfulness, you can have such a fulfilling 5 minutes of gratitude and awareness that 5 minutes can feel like a lifetime. And conversely, if you have an unmindful 5 minutes, where your mind is racing, you lose that 5 minutes like that. And if you start doing the math, with all of that worrying, we rarely come to a solution to the issues that we're talking about, because it's usually things out of our control and things that have already happened in the past. So if you calculate that over our day or even our lifetime, how much time we waste thinking about the past or worrying about the future. And when you start to become mindful, it also reminds us of our own mortality. So we want to absorb every moment to the best of our ability. And that practice in itself prepares us and wants us to be more mindful as we go through the holiday season. And we've spoken in the past about staying in the moment. And being in the moment is where our power is. So the past has no power over this moment anymore, unless we give that power away. And through active addiction, we've always tried to give our power away, but you're not able to give your power away. You always have your power. And the future has no guarantees, but it steals plenty of peace in the moment if we are not aware of that. But right here, right now, that is real. Right now is alive. Right now is the only place that we can choose differently. We can breathe differently. We can love differently. And when we are mindful, we stop taking away time, using it up on anxiety and guilt and regret and fear. So we stop worrying about disasters that may never come. We stop punishing ourselves for things that are already closed, chapters that have already closed in our life. And we start honoring the one thing that can't be replaced, and that is the moment. This breath that I'm taking right now, this life that we're living right now. And with the holidays stir up a lot. Whether you're in a recovery or not, it brings up memories of what was and people that are no longer with us, and relationships that have changed, or versions of ourselves that we no longer live in. And it's natural to feel those emotions, but mindfulness doesn't come down to drowning in the past. It means feeling it without living it. In that regard, reflection can be healthy, but when we start obsessing over it, is when it's not healthy at all, and it's not therapeutic for us to transform. So how many years have we spent going to events during the holidays, or just experiencing the holiday season, checking out or numbing out or living in yesterday instead of showing up for today? We didn't just waste days, we wasted presence, and presence is the only thing that matters to us most right now. And we talk about presence and connection during this holiday season. So when you are mindful and you are in the moment, so it actually lets you engage with people and loved ones and family members and actually hear what they're saying, and seeing people smile, or tasting your food and enjoying it, as opposed to living in the past with regret or dreaming about the future and what might happen and what might not happen. And anxiety is the biggest culprit of it. It pretends that it's helping us because if just think about it enough, you'll be safe. If you worry enough, you'll be prepared. If you replay it enough, you'll be able to fix it. But all anxiety really does is steal the moment that you actually have. And you can't think your way into peace. You can only arrive into peace. And that is a practice of mindfulness. And that is taking breaths before difficult conversations or staying grounded and realizing where you are. Actually, your presence in the room. And sometimes people think mindfulness is just zoning out or meditating or clearing your head. But mindfulness, that's not what mindfulness is. Mindfulness is noticing your breath, like we just talked about, noticing how your body feels, noticing the tone in someone's voice, noticing when your mind starts racing into yesterday or tomorrow, and gently guiding it back with those tools that we just used with breathing and grounding exercises. And feel your feet on the ground when you're talking to somebody. Look at the colors in the room. And that will help bring you back to the present moment. And it's not easy at first, but if you continue using those tools, then that will definitely help you stay present. And you don't need to change your life to be mindful. All you need to do is be willing to be in the moment and stay where your feet are. And as we grow in the present moment, so does our gratitude, because gratitude doesn't live in the past and it doesn't live in the future. You can't be grateful for what you're not noticing. So the holidays don't become meaningful because everything is perfect. They become meaningful because you were present enough to feel them as they were occurring. And most of our suffering doesn't come from what's actually happening. It comes from what we are thinking about what's going to happen. And mindfulness asks us, what if the moment is already enough? What if you don't need to fix anything right now? What if you could just be there? It reminds me when I first had transformed and I came into family situations and holiday events, it was very easy for me to be mindful because I was able to have gratitude from where I came from to where I am now. And that's a difficult process when you are entering similar situations as a different person, because once you transform, you're the same person just with a different outlook and a different mindset on life. And when you can recognize that and be gratitude for what you've become, then it's very easy to stay in the moment and you can enjoy the whole process as opposed to being tempted into old behaviors or feeling angst and fear and anxiety. Hi, everybody. This is Mike, and I hope you're enjoying our podcast. And I just wanted to remind everybody that Real World Recovery at realworldrecovery.org, we do offer one-on-one coaching sessions for transformational therapy, where we focus on personal responsibility and self-esteem, which we believe is the true essence of long-term sobriety and happiness. We do offer a free 30-minute consultation where you and I sit down, I get to know your story, you get to know my story a little bit more, and we start developing a plan for you moving forward. So we look forward to getting to know you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the podcast. And so remember, everybody, you don't get your life back by controlling it. You get your life back by being present for it. The holidays are going to come and go. The moments will pass, and the memories will become stories. But the question you have to ask yourself, are you actually going to be there for them while they're happening? There's a version of you that comes through mindfulness and awareness that sees life differently. It's not louder, it's not faster, but it's much more clear. And that version of you starts to realize what was really important to you, but got buried under fear, anxiety, and survival. You begin to see that what you were chasing was never as valuable as to what was standing next to you the entire time. You start to notice people again. You start to notice moments again. You start to care in a way that is not embellished with fear and anxiety, but from presence. And mindfulness just doesn't calm your mind. It restores your spirit and your heart. And sometimes through mindfulness and awareness and gratitude, it brings us back to what has drifted or what has changed or what we thought we had lost. Not always exactly as it was before, but often in a deeper, more honest, and a more grounded way. You may not get the old version of what you had before, but the version you're going to get is a real version. And then you realize that some things didn't disappear. You just weren't present enough to be able to see them. And mindfulness doesn't promise a return to the past. It offers something better, something greater, to what matters more, to who matters more, and to who you are now. and not who you were when you were lost. And so a transformed version of you stops measuring life by what you don't have and starts measuring it by what is right in front of you. You stop mourning what never worked, and you stop chasing what never satisfied you. And slowly you come back to your life, to your breath, to your people, to your purpose, and most importantly, to yourself. So to conclude, everybody, remember, as you approach this holiday season and you're in these situations, take note of where you are. Take note of how your body is reacting and how you're feeling, and use those tools and recognize where you are. Stay grounded, use your breath, and appreciate every moment that you do have, because every moment that you have right now is a moment that you are not going to get back ever again. Time is crucial. Time is important. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode, and have a great day and a great holiday.